Hi, welcome to the Mishnah al Chaf Daled Amud Aleph. Hamaftir benavi, hu pores al shma, v'hu over lifnei hativa, v'hu noseh kapav. The one who reads the maftir, meaning will be called up for the maftir aliyah and reads the haftarah, that is the person who divides the shma. Pores al shma is something that we've discussed before. So that's the person who divides the shma. And he is over lifnei hativa, meaning he leads davening. He leads specifically the repetition of the Amidah, so he's shaliach tzibor. V'hu noseh kapav, and he participates in birkat kohanim if he's a kohen. Paras al shma, dividing the shma, is something that happens before the haftarah. Right, that has to do with the shacharit service, and the haftarah comes later. So Rashi explains hamaftir benavi. Mishra Gil Haftir Benavi, the person who is the usual guy for Maftir, the usual guy to be called up to read the Haftarah. Tiknu Chachamim Sheheh Pores et Shma. The rabbis instituted that would be the person who would also be called upon to divide the Shema. So in other words, they would know in advance who was going to read the Haftarah, and that was the person who did the dividing of the Shema ritual. And Over Lifnei Hatzeva, Rashi just explains, Lehotzi et hatzibor b'kedusha shebetfilah, to fulfill the obligation of the tzibor for kedusha, the repetition of the Amidah, that happens as part of the Amidah. V'im haya katan, and if the person who is called to read from the maftir is a minor, avivo rabo ovrin al yado, then his father or his rabbi, his teacher, go. Rashi says all you do is bishvilo, go instead of him. The katan can't do those things, but the teacher or the rabbi of that person can do it. But interestingly, it seems the katan can read the haftarah. Katan koreh b'torah. A katan can in fact read from the Torah, umitzargem, and could be the translator for the Torah. Aval ino pores al shma, but cannot be the divider of the shma. Ve'ino over lifnei hatzeva, and cannot be the shaliach tzibor for the Amidah. Ve'ino noseh kapav, and cannot participate in the birkat kohanim. Rashi explains katan ino pores al shma, lefishuhu balahutzi rabim yedei chovatan, because that role to divide the shma includes leading baruch hu. That is a person who fulfills the obligation on behalf of others, helps others fulfill their obligation. And since the minor is not obligated in this, because minors are not obligated in mitzvot, he cannot fulfill the obligation on behalf of others. This is an idea, of course, that we've seen before. So he can't do those things. Ve'ino noseh kapav, Rashi says im kohenhu, even though he's a kohen, he can't do the priestly blessing. She'ein kavod shel tzibor liot kfufin lebirchato, because it's not respectful to the tzibor. It doesn't fall within kavod hatzibor for the congregation to be sort of subservient to his blessing, to get a blessing from a katan. Okay, going back to the Mishnah, pocheach, a pocheach, we'll define that term in a second. Pores et shma, can divide the shma, umitzargem, and can be the translator for the Torah. Aval eino koreh b'torah, but cannot read from the Torah. Ve'eino over lifnei hatzeva, and can't be the shaliach tzibor for kedusha of the Shemona Esrei. Ve'eino noseh kapav, and cannot participate in birkat kohanim. Rashi explains, pocheach b'masechet sofri mefaresh kol shechra av nir'in arum v'yachaf. Anyone whose knees can be seen, bare and naked. So any man who is, his legs are bare, at least from the knees down, he cannot do certain things. He can pores et shma, he can divide the shma. Rashi says to hamechuyav v'bracha, because he is in fact obligated in this way. He does have this obligation. But Rashi explains, aval eino koreh b'torah mishum kvod Torah. He can't read from the Torah because of the honor due to the Torah. And so too with being shaliach tzibor for the Amidah. V'chen b'nesiut kapayim, and so too with offering birkat kohanim gnai hu l'tzibur. It's degrading for the congregation to have a person like that, or a person dressed that way, leading services. Suma, a blind person, one who is blind, poreset shma, can be the one to divide the shma. Umitargem, and can also be the translator. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, kol shelo ra'ah me'orot mi'amav eino paras al shma. But Rabbi Yehuda says that anyone who has never seen the luminaries, never seen heavenly bodies in his days, cannot divide the Shema. So anyone who's been blind from birth and never been able to see sun, moon, stars, etc., cannot be the person who divides the Shema. Okay, we'll stop there.